Hi there, this is J Audi, and what we are seeing now is a QuickBooks Online dashboard. In this home page, we can see the Invoices tab, Expenses, Bank Accounts, Profit and Loss, and Sales. See, from looking at the dashboard, there's so many things presented here, such as invoices overdue, the largest expenses, or the downloaded bank transactions that needs review. On the profit and loss, you'll see the income and expense and the computed net income or net loss. This one presents the sales trend for the last month, last quarter, or you can change the options here. Let's go to the banking tab. Yeah, here we go. Here's the banking tab. Right here at the top, you can see the different bank accounts linked or synchronized to our QuickBooks Online account. The MasterCard, checking, savings. We can update the transactions, or we can add a new bank account. Down the downloaded transactions, you can see there are records labeled a box in green, and it says on the Action tab, Match. For this kind of transaction, it means there is an exact equivalent or exact transaction already inside QuickBooks. So if you're sure, then just click Match. For this specific kind of transaction, which there is a box of green but it's not filled with green inside, it means QuickBooks Online is already familiar with the transaction. Up above, you can see there is an uncategorized expense. Well, in this case, it means QuickBooks Online is not familiar, or it's first time that this transaction is downloaded. On the Recognize section, we can see there's two recognized transactions. It's the one we have mentioned for March. We can create bank rules. Bank rules facilitate categorizing the downloaded transactions. It's more of automating what to be done when transactions downloaded. You know, the banking feature or the bank feeds is really a big help. It lets you create bank reconciliations easier, saves time on inputting, entering transactions. Let's go to the Sales tab. Here, you can see all sales made or recorded, and we can see the money bar. Money bar shows the total of all sale transactions who are already overdue, unbilled, open invoices. Here is the unpaid portion and the paid portion. Let's go to invoices. Here, there's a money bar again. The difference is there's no unbilled label. So it starts with overdue, not due yet. On the paid section, it tells about not deposited or deposited. You can see on the transactions, just click here and deposited. Yeah. Transaction shows the status. What amazing here is QuickBooks Online monitors the status of each invoice, whether it's already sent, viewed, paid, or already deposited. Partially paid, yeah, can be also. The Customers tab, oh, we can see again the unbilled portion, unbilled activity, unpaid invoices, overdue, open, and the paid one. The customer section, we can add new customer, or we can create a new transaction for a customer, such as receive payment, create invoice, create sales receipt, estimate, send reminder. Reminder is very useful, especially for overdue ones. You can set up product and services here. It is to be noted that track inventory and recording or mapping of cost of goods sold is only available on QuickBooks Online Plus. You can see here, let's open a product. Yeah, it's amazing. There's a mapping of income account and expense account, cost of goods sold. So when the product is sold, a sales, revenue, and cost of goods sold account is recorded together with the accounts receivable and decrease in inventory. Here in quantity on hand, it shows quantity means QuickBooks Online is tracking the quantity. On the expenses portion, expenses tab, here we can see transactions or payments related to expenses. Let's go to vendors. By the way, we can create new transaction here or print checks. On vendor side, there's also a money bar. It starts with unbilled, unpaid, and then paid portion. You can add new vendor here. Yeah, lots of information needed. So not all is needed or to be set up. If you have not enough time, you can first set up the one with the red asterisk. Yeah, and then save. You can prepare 1099s here also. Now 1099s are referring to payments for those contractors which we have reached the threshold of $600 per year. Let's go to the workers tab. Here you can see our employees, and we can add another employee. Yeah. On the contractors tab, we can see contractors we have doing business with. We can add a contractor, or we can prepare 1099s here also. Let's try it. Let's get it started. Preparing and filing 1099 involves several steps. Here, 1, 2, 3, 4, down to filing. It is important to note that we must be able to label the vendors that the vendor needs tracking for 1099s, and the right account that is associated should be mapped here correctly. Let's go back. Let's go to reports. Here on the reports area, it's a new feature. You see, it's a new design. It's been implemented on the QuickBooks Labs. You see about that? It's loading. Yeah. Here, we can see easier to navigate reports. It is turned on. So let's click done. On the favorites area, we can see the most commonly used reports, or it's the priority reports that is most of the time the business owners want to see, the invoices that aren't paid, balance sheet, profit and loss. Let's see about business overview and open business snapshot. It's a great report. Yeah. Let's wait. Oh, what a nice presentation. Here in the first tab, we can see my income. It's a graphical presentation of all sources of income and the share of each income to the total 100%. On the expenses section, you can see all expenses incurred by your company and the distribution which each expense is involved. Right down below, we can see previous year income comparison. Here we can see if our income is growing, and on the right side you can see if our expenses incurred are growing too. It's very useful in budgeting. On the bottom section left says who owes me. Well, it's a nice thing. The more customers and the more amounts here, the better. But if there's too much, then you should enforce collection. Whom I owe. This is the area for suppliers or person companies where your company has something to pay or has a liability. Let's go to the tax center. Here in the tax center, yeah, first one says tax owed. Well, it only means tax payable for the current month or the current period. It shows the agency name or the revenue collecting department, a tax authority, and then the taxable sales and tax amount. On the second section, it shows recent sales tax payments. Well, these are tax payments made for prior periods. It says also that the best way to track sales tax, be sure to record your sales tax payments here. If you record payments as a paid bill or check instead, they will appear in the recent payments list. Yeah, it says that all payments of taxes, sales tax, should be done here by clicking record tax payment. In order for the payments to be presented here in the recent sales tax portion, let's go to the accounting. See your chart of accounts. Here, there's a chart of accounts already because it's a test company file, sample file. But in the beginning, we can change the accounts here. We can edit one by one, or we can delete all and then start from scratch if we have preferred set of chart of accounts. Here we can run a report or create new account. Let's go to Reconcile. Reconcile tab. In this tab, we can reconcile bank accounts For other accounts also it's possible. Yeah, here's a drop down of accounts that can be reconciled. It's amazing that we only need to enter the bank balance and the ending date, and then we can start reconciling. Most of the time it involves uncleared checks and deposits in transit, bank charges or interest income. Let's go to my accountant. Yeah, there's none here because we haven't yet invited an accountant. It says here, an accountant can be your best business partner. Well, that may be right. It's absolutely right if you have the right accountant. So why not invite? You can type the email here. Let's type example at gmail.com and then click invite. Oh, it's not working. Yeah, because it's a test file. So if you do it on your own QuickBooks account file, then your accountant will receive an email. You will accept it, create an account and user password, and then voila, you're already inside your, or they can log into your QuickBooks account company file. Here on the right side you can see a plus icon. It means create. You can use it to record common transactions associated with customers, vendors, employees, and other transactions. It's a handy one. In the search button you can search transactions. Yeah, it lists here recent transactions. You can also use advanced search. For advanced search, we can choose what kind of transaction do we want to search. Yeah, let's try checks. It's not working. Let's reload the page. Wait, reloading? Yeah, there. You can choose checks. You can filter by account, amount, check number, customer, memo, pay, and products. Or we can edit the attributes for our filter. Check all transactions. The attributes can be contains, equals, does not contain, or not equal. And then we can search. Right on the upper right corner is the company gear icon. Here we can change our account settings of the company, manage users, add new users, give permissions, create custom forms for invoices, open our chart of accounts, open QuickBooks Lab and try new features. You can also see lists, all lists, products and services, recurring transactions, attachments, tools, and the user profile and sign up. Right at the far left corner is the question mark or help. Well, there's a large of data or information you can find here. Just type something just like bank error, enter. Wow, there's so many answers. You can browse each answer and select the most relevant one. It says 1 of 522. Wow, that's a lot of answers. See, you can learn a lot from it. Right on the left top portion, if I click on QB accountant, I will be redirected to my QB accountant page. I don't want to do that here. So next one is this button. It hides the left navigation pane. Yeah, it's a handy one if you want to increase the area here. Next one is accountant toolbox. Accountant toolbox is one of our favorites because it's very useful for us as accountants. Only QuickBooks Online accountants have access to these accountant tools. Yeah, it says on the lowest version, Pro Connect Tax Online. Yes, QuickBooks Online can be integrated to Pro Connect Tax and file your taxes. It's a great feature. Next, we can select multiple companies and switch, but because it is a sample file, we cannot transfer to another company. Let's go back to the dashboard. Here in the dashboard, I recommend that since QuickBooks Online has a mobile app, you must install it, especially if you are always thinking about how your business is doing, how much invoices aren't paid, how much expenses or other large transactions on banks downloaded that needs review. Or here you can see the profit and loss and the sales trend. Great dashboard. Definitely you should install the mobile app and see every day or anytime the status here in the dashboard. That's it for now. Again, this is Jay Audi. I'm a QuickBooks Online Certified Pro Advisor in Upwork. You can contact me there, and well, if you need some other information about QuickBooks Online, just comment on the video. That's it for today.